Thank you for joining us here today on Hill Country Happenings News Minutes. First District Representative Trent Kelly put out the call this week to all high school artists for the Congressional Art Competition. Each spring, a nationwide high school art competition is sponsored by the members of the U.S. House of Representatives. The Artistic Discovery Contest is an opportunity to recognize and encourage the artistic talent in the nation as well as in our congressional district. The Congressional Art Competition began in 1982 to provide an opportunity for members of Congress to encourage and recognize the artistic talents of their young constituents. Since then, over 650,000 high school students have been involved with the nationwide competition. For more information about the 2019 Congressional Art Competition, please visit the official Congressional Art Competition page. The Artistic Discovery Contest is open to all high school students in the district. The overall winner of our district's competition will be displayed for 1 year in the U.S. Capitol. The exhibition in Washington, D.C. will also include artwork from other contest winners nationwide. Art entered in the contest may be up to 26 by 26 and 4 inches deep, which will be framed if they become a winner. The artwork may be paintings, including oils and acrylics and watercolors. It can be drawings, including pastels, colored pencils, charcoal, ink, and markers. It can be collages. It can be prints, including lithographs, silk screens, and block prints. It can be of a mixed media. It can be computer-generated art. And it can also be photography, which is what I like to do. All entries must be original in concept and design and execution. Now, April the 11th is the deadline for art submissions. If you're interested, please visit Representative Kelly's website at trentkelly.house.gov for more information. Now, lots of water fell this past week in our area. We reached out to a local source for rain amounts, Mr. Ed Graham from the Liberty area. Ed Graham has been charting a rain gauge for over 20 years and has a good record of our area. Now, per Ed, the rainfall from Wednesday to Saturday morning has been 15 inches, over 15 inches, with the largest amount in the 24-hour period this week was from 8 a.m. Friday to 8 a.m. Saturday on the 23rd, with a total of 5.63 inches of rain. Now, he has agreed to give us a weekly report on the area rainfall. We will be visiting with Ed soon so that we can all meet him properly. Thank you, sir. Now, the Tallahatchie River and Hell Creek both overflowed their banks this week. There were some roads closed because of the water, and a couple of them were County Road 97 was closed down due to flooding in the Ingomar area, and in the Etta area, parts of County Road 47 and County Road 46 were closed, and they shut down part of 355 because it was overflowed by the Etta Post Office. The park along the river and parts of B&A Park were flooded. Under the railroad bridge at Snyder and Bankhead was also flooded. And at the time of this recording on Saturday the 23rd, the river was still rising and has started affecting parts of the city and the county. We will have some footage later in the show, but to see all the video and pictures, go to our website or our Facebook page and view them there. Now, each year, Carnegie Mellon University and the Tony Awards recognize a teacher who embodies the highest standards of the profession and has demonstrated monumental impact on the lives of students. This year, our own Mary Beth Muncy has been nominated for the Excellence in Theater Education Award. It is with joy that we celebrate and the hashtag applaud my teacher. We know Miss Muncy has impacted many students over the years. She was raised with theatrical parents, and she and her brother are carrying on the nanny tradition of encouraging students and others in the theater. Theater helps students not only with acting, but developing quick thinking abilities such as problem solving and talking with others. Now on Facebook, they're asking people to tell how Mary Beth has influenced you. Just as former students on Facebook tells how Mary Beth Muncy has impacted them, they want to hear from you as a student, a parent, a community member, etc. Tell us what Mary Beth Muncie means to you and share your own post using hashtag #ApplaudMyTeacher. Good luck, Miss Muncie, on winning this award. We're pulling for you. On February the 28th, 2019, a concert featuring New Albany's very own Zeke Listenby will be presented. Now, this concert is a fundraiser for the Alicia Robinson Memorial Scholarship Fund and promises to be a fantastic opportunity to showcase Listenby's many talents. The New Albany school systems helped Zeke grow as a musician, and he can remember as far back as Miss Rita West and many others who encouraged his musicianship at a very early age. Now, the band program in New Albany helped to mold and shape several elements of his gifts and talents. And did you know that there will be locals performing as Zeke's backup singers on the 28th? They're Aaron Golden, Darren Bynum, Jasmine Parks, Tremel Kimmons, Tabitha Foster, Rashika Vaughn. Buy your tickets this week at the Methodist Church or at UCDA. The reserved tickets are $20 and general admission is $10. Zeke said that he was honored to play with the Mosley and Johnson Band during his high school years and college years. He learned many lessons about hard work and professionalism. Now, they were extremely serious about creating great music, but even though they had sold over 1 million records, Sam and Bob would show up at our home and we'd sit and play music and they'd hang out just like we were part of the family. Now, Hill Country Network hopefully will catch up with Zeke for a sit-down interview this week, and we hope to be able to bring this to you, and we are looking forward to talking with him. On February the 22nd, 2019, we reached out to Bill Maddox, New Albany Light, Gas, and Water Director, for a statement about the excessive rainfall and how it might affect their department. He said, "We think the biggest threat may come Saturday. All of the rain has the ground saturated, and high winds that are expected could cause a lot of trees to be uprooted. That could cause a lot of problems with our power lines. If a customer encounters a downed power line, they need to keep their distance and call our office at 534-1041. Now, some areas may experience sewer issues also. The rainwater can infiltrate the sewer system and cause backups. Let our office know if you have any unusual activity with your sewers. However, it will likely just take time for the excessive flow to clear. We have crews on call and are prepared to work through any issues that may arise," Mr. Maddox said. "Please, if you have any issues, call the number on the screen and let them help you. We appreciate Bill and his team. They work really hard to keep the lights on, and it can be a dangerous job sometimes. And we say thank you all." Now, we would love to show what the area schools have been doing. Hill Country Network covers a large area. Now, you can email your press releases to Evelyn at hillcountrynetwork.net, and I'll make sure they'll get to the right people so that we can get them posted on Facebook and our website. That would be Kendall Cook. And we try to look at different places on Facebook about what's being done in your area, but we do not always find everything. So please, parents, you too can send us pictures and explanations of the events. We get regular press releases from the New Albany School District, and lots have been happening there. Here are a few items. On February the 12th, New Albany Garden Club members Jolene Cook, Mary Webb, and Carol Riddell visited the Excel classes at New Albany Elementary School to share with the students about the great backyard bird count. Garden Club members assisted the students with making bird feeders. And the New Albany Elementary 5th graders visited the Career and Tech Center this week. Now, to promote and encourage college and care planning, 5th grade students at New Albany Elementary School toured and learned about the educational opportunities available to them at the New Albany High School Career and Technical Center on Friday, February the 15th. They visited the robotics department, the culinary arts, digital media, among others. The New Albany Career and Tech Center offers opportunities to get a head start on careers that students can enter into after graduation. A non-traditional day was celebrated on February the 8th at New Albany High School Career and Tech Center. There were 155 freshman students who participated in the non-traditional day. Christy Paul, the student service coordinator, organized this event as a recruitment tool to teach students who may be interested in careers with 25% or less female or male workers in a particular career pathway. The 2019 theme for the non-traditional day event was "You are meant to find success in a non-traditional career." Recruitment of non-traditional students helps to improve the opportunity for students to explore careers that may prepare them for high-skill, high-wage occupations for non-traditional employment in new and emerging careers. During the non-traditional day, the technical skill instructor and his or her students provided a how-to clinic related to the career and technical program. How-to clinics are done to offer an excerpt from the class curriculum to encourage students to explore and start to think of future career interests. It also provides time for students to learn about the opportunities available to those who choose to prepare to work in a non-traditional setting. Now, this is the 14th year New Albany has participated in non-traditional recruitment. As a result of activities relating to non-traditional day, there has been significant rise in a non-traditional enrollment. Now, later in today's show, we will have a few more interviews from the Oxford Film Fest. Now, we visited with some of the workers and volunteers at the New Albany Boys and Girls Club and more, and we will have that clip in today's show. Now, on March the 1st at the MCC Magnolia Civic Center, there is an encore presentation of the Mystery Dinner Theater set in the Italian restaurant. You can go to brownbagtickets.com to get your tickets or call the MCC office and speak to Brittany Baker about how to get tickets. Also theatrically, Blue Mountain College will present The Importance of Being Earnest.
Come see The Importance of Being Earnest, February 27th at 10 a.m., February 28th at 7:30, and March 1st and 2nd at 7:30. You can buy tickets online at the Blue Mountain College website. Thank you.
The play will be presented at Garrett Hall Auditorium at 201 West Main Street, Blue Mountain, Mississippi. For more information, you can call the college at 685-4771. Now, thank you for joining us here today on Hill Country Happenings News Minutes. Be sure to go and follow us on Instagram, and we have regular posts there now thanks to Kendall Cook, as well as on Facebook. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you do not miss any of our original programs. We will have more from the Oxford Film Fest. You can write to us at any of the information listed, and if you have any questions, comments, or interesting stories, please contact us. You can also tag us on Facebook and Instagram with hashtag #CrowOn. Now, we hope you'll stay tuned for the rest of the show and stay safe in the water out there, and we hope you have a wonderful week.
Gamble. I'm the staff member that's over the 10 to 12 boys, and I also assist with gym duty and coaching basketball for all ages. I've been doing this for the Boys and Girls Club. I've been doing it for here at this Boys and Girls Club for 3 years. It's my 3rd year at this Boys and Girls Club. I was at the Meridian Boys and Girls Club when I was a young teenager. I was a junior staff there. So I've been here for 3 years, and I did 1 year junior staff in Meridian. I grew up here at this Boys and Girls Club, but then we moved to Meridian when I was in 10th grade. So I grew up at that club too. Graduated from Meridian High, yes. I'm back in New Albany because I was coaching the junior high team here in New Albany 2 years ago. I still coach here, but I don't coach at the junior high anymore. I'm trying to go back to school and finish so I can coach high school. All of them have the ability to shoot the ball from anywhere on the court, to be able to post up whether they're short or tall, be able to handle the ball whether they're short or tall. I don't want to handicap any of them from any skill that can be learned on the court, because I believe that if you learn all of the skills, then you'll be able to excel while you're on the court, instead of learning just certain positions.
George Green. I'm a staff instructor for the staff leader for Boys and Girls Club, mainly 6-9 boys. I've been with Boys and Girls Club approximately 2.5 years. I work with mainly the 6-9 group of boys, teach them things about daily life and character and attitude and how they should carry themselves, conduct themselves, not only in the classroom, but out in public and at school, of course. Teach them, how the proper language, and like if they need to ask a question, not just to blast out, amongst everyone, and raise their hands so that they can be recognized, them to go ahead and give them permission to ask their question or whatever needs to be done. Set up a little scenario like the one who has the better manners versus the one who's disrespectful in a classroom or towards others, and the way you need to change the one who's being disrespectful and sort of calm them down and talk to them and show them the better way, of life and how to conduct themselves among, family or the public or just anywhere in general. We average around 30, 35 boys a day. Today was Arts and Crafts Day, so we'd maybe give them some construction paper or just plain copying paper and let them draw and create and, just draw different colors or make a thank you card or something like that, just to make them feel comfortable and happy amongst each other and in the classroom and at the Boys and Girls Club. Basically what we try to do is get them to understand that there's a place for them, a safe haven for them to come to after school and the after hours until their parents can come here and pick them up. We treat them like family because we consider ourselves all one family here at the Boys and Girls Club.
Hi, my name is Miss T, and this is the computer lab at the Boys and Girls Club. The computer lab is important to the Boys and Girls Club kids because it gives them a chance to do their homework up here instead of having to go home and stress about not having internet to do it, because everybody doesn't have internet at home. So it gives them a chance to play games, do fun educational activities, computer-based technology programs that I like to run, and also just give them a chance to be free and just like find different things to do, look up other stuff.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Powell. I am the program director here at the Boys and Girls Club. Why the Boys and Girls Club is important for kids, it gives them a gateway to stay off the streets, to come and have fun, socialize with other members that they don't normally socialize with, give them educational opportunities. Up here we teach them different character leadership skills, healthy lifestyles, and one of our main priorities is academic success.
Before we start tonight's film, I want to introduce a special HOCA award a little early tonight. Our Lisa Blunt Memorial Acting Award is given out to people that provide great characters on the screen. And so this year, we will be presenting it to Roger Bart, who will be coming out in just a minute. But before that, I want to tell you a little more about the award. The acting award was named after longtime supporter Lisa Blunt. She and her husband, Ray McKinnon, loved the festival, and she was actually about to attend as a judge the year she suddenly passed away. Ray and the festival decided a great way to honor her is to celebrate character actors like her. So we are going to be bringing Roger Bart out after we show you a short video. There is no bigger character actor than this guy, our recipient, from playing Carmen Gia and the Producers, to Vice Principal Nero in a series of unfortunate events, to one of my dirty secret favorites, Revenge, Mason Treadwell, to so many others on stage, on film, and in tonight's Ghost Light.
I just got here. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. This means so much to me, and I'm terrifically humbled, and it's such an honor to be to recognize the silliness that I've done for the last many years. And seeing that was very funny. There was somebody on the plane today said he recognized me from American Gangster, and I never know whether they're going to hit me. But you know, I want to say that this means so much, that being recognized by the Oxford Film Festival is so thrilling to me. That Lisa Blount, who is, this is in memorial of, in her life. I never met her, but I've read about her, and it sounds to me that she was somebody who was very passionate about her work and very passionate about this festival, and for that reason I'm very honored to have her name on this and presented to me. You're about to see kind of a wonderful film that brought myself and John Stimpson, the director, together after we had not seen each other, spoken to each other after 30 some odd years. We'll speak about it afterwards, but we met on Martha's Vineyard as singing cocktail waiters at the Seafood Shanty, which is still open, but they never really got better singers, so they shut down that part. But I never knew he was going to do the things that he's done, and these wonderful things he's done in his career, and I don't know whether he felt I was or not, but to have been reunited with him and working on something that is created by him and his writing partner, Jeff, was so meaningful to me, because as I go through all this craziness over the years, I will say that the friendships that I've made have made such a huge impact on my life, and John is one of them, and to walk away sometimes from something that doesn't necessarily work out at times, or bombs in the theater, or it closes early, the friendships that I maintain from those experiences are really the thing to me in my life that have brought me the greatest meaning. And the other kind of brief thing I'll say about being the kind of actor that I am. I remember when I first got out of college, and we were very interested in a couple things. What type am I? And how do I get an agent? And so I met with an agent, and I never heard from her any response. And I went to my acting teacher who had arranged the meeting, and I said, do you think you can do a follow-up call and find out what she thought? So she did it in front of me, which of course was agonizing. And I sat there kind of trembling in the same room, and I listened to the words in the crestfallen face of my acting teacher. She turned to me and said, she said basically that she didn't really know what to do with me, and wouldn't know how to kind of cast me. And I just think it's just interesting that I also had another, very briefly, I was courting another agent who, while on the phone closing a deal, said quickly to me whether I'd ever considered breaking my jaw and setting it back a half an inch. To which I finished the rest of that interview kind of like with this expression. But I will say that the funny two things about those things are, those two criticisms at the outset of my career ended up being some of my the greatest thing in my career, which is that I still get parts that I don't know what exactly I do. I do a lot of different things, and fortunately a lot of people see that. So what was once scary ended up being kind of in my favor. And where my jaw is concerned, I don't really know what to say, except, you know, I can eat nuts really fast. And that's about it. So that worked out okay. But thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy our film. It is a great labor of love, and I don't think there's anything like it, and I'm so proud of it. So thrilled that you guys came tonight, and it really means so much to me to have been honored tonight. Thank you.
My name's John Stimpson. I am the director of Ghostlight,
which is the opening night film.
Yes, indeed. We're so honored to be the opening night film. It's so exciting.
So excited to have you here. I can't wait to see it. You got to work with some of my favorite actors. I love Carrie.
Oh, we have a unbelievable cast. I was, Jeff Taylor and I wrote this script together, and he's a veteran producer. He did Down and Out in Beverly Hills and Moscow on the Hudson and The Tempest, and he's done some wonderful big Hollywood movies back in the 80s and 90s. But he and I got together, we collaborated on this script because he loved the idea, and it was so fabulous to have actors like the actors that we got come on board. I mean, when we wrote the character of Madeline, we just couldn't think of anybody else but Carol Kane, and she was our first choice. And when she said yes, we couldn't believe it. It was like, what a dream come true, right? And I mean, all the way down the line, we have with Carrie Elwes and Tom Riley and Shannon Sossman, Danielle Campbell, who's exploding right now. She's killing it. And then Roger Bart. I mean, and Roger and I go way back. We knew each other when we were in college. We sang together in a bar doing a Broadway review on Martha's Vineyard when we were kids. So it's so great that we get the chance now to work together. So
I know there's a lot of them, but what is the most memorable part of when shooting this film?
Oh gosh, there are so many, but it was fun. I'll tell the story of Carol because she's so colorful and such a wonderful actress, and just a comedic treasure, really. But we were messing with a lot of serious traditions and superstitions in doing this, and obviously the biggest one is the superstition of not saying the name of the Scottish play on the stage, and we do it a lot in the movie, needless to say. So Carol came up to me very early, first day of shooting, and she said, how are we going to do this? We can't say the name of the Scottish play. And I said, Carol, it's okay. This is really a barn. It's not a theater. It's a barn, and it's a set, so it's all right. So I think we're immune.
That is so fun because I'm involved with the theater, and we do not.
Oh no. Very, very serious. People take it very seriously. Yeah.
If somebody says good luck, we make them walk back out the door and come back in.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Yeah, I was doing my sound check today with the guys in here, and the guy came up to me and goes, oh, we've done the M word on this stage. And I said, if anything goes wrong tonight, it's your fault.
Is this your first time in Mississippi?
It is my first. Well, I've been to Mississippi before, but never spent any time here. I've never been to Oxford. Old Miss is amazing. What a campus. What a place. And I got to I got to go to lunch in town in the square. It's just lovely. It's really a terrific place, and I'm so excited to spend a few days here and enjoy the festival and be part of it also.
My name's Jeff Taylor. I'm the writer-producer of Ghostlight, which is having its opening here tonight. Well, not an opening, but it's playing as the opening film here.
Our premiere.
Your premiere. Happy to be here.
I'm so glad. I know we've got to hurry because we're fixing to get started going here. What was the most memorable part of this project for you?
Wow, I should have that answer by now, right? The most memorable part, I think actually there were so many good memories, but when we wrapped the shooting, my partner John and I had the idea, wrote it, funded it, figured out how to fund it, cast it. The night we wrapped, the two of us, was Halloween. We went to a little bar. We couldn't even find a place to go, and we sat and had a couple of beers and I kept the invoice, and it was from our waitress, and it was our waitress in this bar was Wonder Woman because it was Halloween. I said, okay, I'm feeling pretty good right now. So, but there have been a lot of good memories.
That was great. That was a great memory. So what other projects have you worked on?
I worked for many years in Los Angeles with a director named Paul Mazursky. So I made a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s, Down on Beverly Hills, Moscow on the Hudson, Moon Over Parador, Tempest. I produced a movie, J.J. Abrams' first movie, which was Taking Care of Business. So, yeah, I've done a reasonable number of those things. So.
Is this your first time here?
It is, and yes, it is. It's lovely. It's a beautiful theater. Yeah.
What have you enjoyed so far about...
I've been here a few hours, so I've enjoyed resting. But I love the walk around the town a little. So tomorrow we're here till Sunday, so I'm going to get to walk around and enjoy it. But yeah.
Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm Roger. Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to let you tell your name and the name of your project, okay?
Yes, I'm Roger Bart, and I am one of the actors in Ghost Light.
What was your most memorable thing about working on this project?
Well, it was reuniting with John Stimpson, the director, who I've known now since 1981, and us learning about what happened to us over the last 30 years. He was a friend of mine. We were both singing cocktail waiters on Martha's Vineyard when we were 18, so it was great to kind of reunite with him. The other thing that I really recall the most was how beautiful the surroundings were in Concord, Massachusetts, where we shot the movie. And we had converted a barn, which actually into a theater stage that was going to be right for our play. And but the barn housed cows, and they would go in there if it was raining. They would go down, and they would create a lot of methane. So my most memorable memory was not occasionally kind of tearing up and playing scenes where the tears looked actually really real, but what people don't know is they were caused by methane gas from the cows underneath. That's a pretty memorable thing.
They helped you act.
Yeah, they helped me look very convincing. You'll never hear that again. That's a unique tale. Yeah.
What other projects have you been involved with?
Oh gosh, well, currently, or in my life, because that would be. I'm on a show on the Freeform network called Good Trouble, which is a spin-off of The Fosters, where I play a conservative judge. That one is going on right now on Freeform every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And I'm also on Netflix on a show that I'm very proud of called A Series of Unfortunate Events, which is Lemony Snicket. And I have a wonderful part on that called Vice Principal Nero. It was just a blast to play and work with Neil Patrick Harris and Barry Sonnenfeld. Those are currently out there, in the world of Netflix and Hulu and all these others. I'm kind of all over the place over the last 8 or 10 years of stuff that they run all the time in air. So I'm ubiquitous without having to do a lot of work, which is really wonderful. So I'm really proud to be here. Really happy.
I hope we get another chance to speak over this weekend. Are you going to be here?
I'm actually leaving early tomorrow morning to drive my daughter to gym meet in Connecticut. Another thing you probably won't hear at all tonight.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I am so excited. We are here with our own Jonathan Smith. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi.
We've been missing you, but we're so excited that you got these films in.
Yeah, I've got 3 in the festival this year, which is kind of cool.
Melanie said it's the first time a newcomer had put in 3 films in the first one they done.
Oh, well, that's cool. I didn't.
No, you started a new trend, I think. So tell us the name of your 3 films.
All right, so there's Ghost Train, which premiered at the film festival on campus at Ole Miss last fall, which is a 1-minute film, which it actually won't be showing tonight. It shows Saturday. There's Taming the Trask, which is a film about local foodways in Oxford, centering around the Trask restaurant and Chicory Market that I did last spring. And tonight's premiere is Remembering Elwood Higginbottom, which is about the lynching memorial that has been ongoing here in Oxford and Lafayette County.
Very nice. We look forward to seeing them. Thank you. Stay tuned. I'm standing here with Connor here at the red carpet, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his project.
Well, yeah, I was the director of the community film Checked In, which is about someone who happens to find himself in a hotel room crammed with a bunch of people for a party.
So you filmed it locally?
Yeah, so we filmed it. We filmed it in town. We filmed it over at the Marriott over by the Malco, right, over by the Wendy's and all that stuff, where they'll be playing most of the films. So we filmed across the street from there, over at the hotel there. Yeah, right.
Great. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Hi, I'm Leah Shore, and I'm the director of the film Funeral.
Hi, I'm Aaron Hillis. I'm an actor in Funeral.
So what's the synopsis of the film?
Funeral is a short film that is about a woman mourning the loss of her husband.
But funny.
It's a drama. It's a comedy. It's not an action film. Sorry. Not a Tom Cruise film. Yeah.
So who wrote it?
I wrote it. I directed it. I did not produce it, unfortunately.
Where was it filmed at?
Brooklyn, New York.
What was the most fun that you had? What was the most memorable thing that you did on the...
Great question. Thank you for asking, Evelyn. My friend Aaron right here played the corpse in my film Funeral, and putting him in a coffin was probably my most favorite part in this film, and most depressing at the same time, because he really looked like a dead guy. Yeah.
Did you get claustrophobia?
Well, I didn't have to be in it was an open casket funeral, but I will say this, only an artist like Leah could get me to shave my mustache for the love of cinema.
It was confusing, because we were like, where's Aaron? And he was right in front of you. He didn't look like Aaron. Yeah.
Well, I didn't speak much, to be fair.
You're right.
You had the silent part.
Correct.
So how many projects have you been involved with before?
I don't know anymore, to be honest, Evelyn. I'm very serious with you. This is just between you and me and no one else. I don't know.
That's great that you've gotten so many going on that you thank you for your creativeness.
Thank you for inviting me to this conversation. Yeah.
Tell me again your website.
Leah Shore, like the seashore.com. Yeah.
Welcome y'all to Mississippi.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We're very excited.
Can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
I am here with Susanna, talking with her about her project. I'm going to let her tell her name and the name of her project.
Great, thank you. My name's Susanna Herbert. I'm the director of a documentary called Wrestle. It's about a high school wrestling team at a failing school in Huntsville, Alabama. And we follow 4 of the wrestlers through their final season to the state championships. And it's really a film about growing up in the South when the world keeps pushing you down. And we explore issues, everything from education, race, to class, to teen pregnancy, to mental illness, to just plain being a teenager.
How did you hear about this group of people?
I'm actually from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm based in New York, and I was really keeping my eyes out and ears open for a Southern story, because that's where my heart is. That's what I want to document and explore, and get stories in the South out there and more in the mainstream media. So I heard about the team through a friend, and they had been getting a little attention because they had only been wrestling for 2 or 3 years, yet they were beating other opponents who were from really well-funded programs and schools and had been wrestling their whole lives. And so they were kind of putting a stir in the Alabama wrestling community, stirring things up, I guess, and getting noticed. And so I thought that was inherently a great story to tell. And through the wrestling team, which is a really small lens, we could explore broader issues, like I mentioned before, yeah, so that's how I heard about it and why I made the film.
Did you work alone on the project, or did you have other people that help with the cameras and all that?
So I moved to Alabama with the cinematographer, Sanisha Kuchik, and he and I lived in Alabama for 6 months. And it was us on the day-to-day, and then we had our two producers, Micheline Levine and Lauren Belfer, who is also the co-director, come down every couple of weeks to help with filming. But yeah, it's a very small team, but very dedicated and amazing group. Yeah.
How long did it take from start to finish on the project?
Well, we started filming in 2015, and we filmed their 2015 and through 2016 wrestling season, and then we edited on and off for about 2 years, 2.5. We had 650 hours of footage, so it was a lot to go through and watch and log and note and then structure. So it was a process, the whole thing, so about like 3 years, I would say, which is relatively quick for a documentary.
If you had a piece of advice to someone that was wanting to make a film, what would it be?
I think some really good advice for documentary filmmakers that I've learned over the process of just making lots of shorts and working on other people's is to go in with an idea, but then be very open-minded to what you'll learn about people, who you'll meet. Don't be resistant to changing your initial idea, because the most interesting stories come when you're open and willing to explore.
What was the most memorable part about filming this?
I think the most memorable part was the relationships that we formed and the people we met, and they're just such special young wrestlers. They're not kids anymore. They're young men, and their families and their siblings and moms, the coaches, just everyone opening up their homes and their lives to us was really special. Really, I feel very honored to have had that responsibility of telling their stories. And so we're friends, and I think that's the most memorable, is having those relationships. I'm very thankful and grateful for that.
Do you have another project in the works?
I do. It's very early in its stages. Right now, we're touring with Wrestle through the festival circuit, and we're actually going to be in theaters in a few weeks. Yes. Congratulations. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. So we're opening in New York on February 22nd, and then we'll be there for a week or longer, maybe, if it does well. And then in LA, March 1st, and then other cities across the U.S. following that. And we will also be on, if it doesn't come to Oxford or you can't make it to Memphis or whatever, it will be on PBS on May 20th. And then it will be streaming after that over the summer. It'll start streaming. Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking with me. Good luck on your project.
Dorini, and the project is Delta Crossings.
James Puckett, and it's Delta Crossings.
What was your parts involved with the film?
I was a producer, and Puckett is the director. I call him Puckett, call him by his last name. He was my student, and we worked on this as an independent project. In fact, he is a recipient of the Emerging Filmmaker Award for the state of Mississippi for the project. So he has got a really good first project coming out of the gate.
That is fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What was the most memorable part of working on this film?
Wow. A lot of it was very memorable. I'd have to say probably filming in Ground Zero Blues Club, getting permission from Bill Luckett and everything like that. Getting to film in there, and we probably took a good 15 minutes before setting up anything to just look around at the beauty of the place itself. It was amazing. It was beautiful.
What's the synopsis of the film?
The film is about a Caucasian woman in her 70s having a run-in with an African-American man also in his 70s. And they have an encounter in the middle of nowhere, a chance encounter, and end up learning some interesting things about each other in the process.
That is very, very cool.
The leading lady is Evelyn Mason, who was an Elvis leading lady and has zillions of acting credits. And then we brought in an actor from New Orleans, Lance E. Nichols. He's also a very seasoned actor. And so it was so fun to watch the two of them together. They obviously just picked right up and didn't need much rehearsal. And so I had a great time watching James Puckett direct these really professional folks and turn it into a fantastic film.
It's so nice when you're with people that have a feel for what you're doing.
Absolutely. Working with Evelyn Mason and Lance E. Nichols was phenomenal. They knew the every little bit and piece of making a movie. So if I ever had any questions or anything, I would ask them, and they would help me along the way. But having to work with them, their acting, their chemistry together was amazing. I was astounded. I was just like, wow, I barely had to do anything. But they worked so well together, and they took direction really well. They helped out on the film when we weren't filming at the immediate moment. They were helping out with ideas in pre-production and everything. They were such a big help.
So much that they've asked Puckett to write another script for them. So they all want to work together with him again.
Congratulations. That is great.
Thank you very much.
I love that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And y'all are from Mississippi?
Right, we're from North Mississippi. Yeah.
Yes, I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi, and Morgan is from
Oxford. I live here in town.
You can answer that.
Yeah. Yep.
We're out of New Albany. We may have to visit more.
Yeah, we'd love to do that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much for talking with me.
Of course, thank you very much.
We enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.